Hello guys and welcome to another episode of Everyday EDC. My name is Tyler. These are all getting posted all at once, but I am doing these relatively all at once for this week. I'm not doing this isn't the only videos I will post this week, but I am going to post these videos so that you guys have some content. I haven't been getting out consistent content lately and I need to get back to that. So today we have the quest for King Civivi, round number 6. This is the Dogma versus the Plethiros. These are two knives that I wasn't extremely excited about. I was actually more excited about the Plethiros, and that was kind of a disappointment, but we'll jump right into it. So, quest for King Civivi, round number 6. Let's go. All right. So, first we are going to go into the aesthetics. The aesthetics of this Isham design are extremely unique and polarizing, right? It's different. It is a very different looking knife. The aesthetics of the Dogma are pretty good. I mean, this looks like a super classy knife. If you can't feel, I'm already going to give the aesthetics to the Dogma because the Dogma looks more like a knife aesthetically that is up my alley, and aesthetics are probably the most subjective view on anything that you've seen. Or that I grade on. So the aesthetics are going to the Dogma. I mean, you can go over and over on the Isham designs. If you're an Isham fan, then the Isham probably wins. But the Dogma to me is just, it's got this clip point, not really clip. Yeah, it's kind of like clip drop point Bowie style, different knife, blade shape, and it's sleek, it's slender. You got this cool little texture G10 deep carry pocket clip. You know, the Isham. It's a very unique, and I could see how this can go either way. If you look at it, I mean, it brings a lot to the table, the Isham does, and the ergonomics are fantastic. I mean, but that's not just aesthetics. So aesthetics are going to the Dogma. Kind of moving on, I'm taking notes as I go, just so I can remember what I said. So the aesthetics are going to the Dogma. Moving on to the next one, ergonomics. This one's a little bit difficult because this feels good with the Plethiros. This feels decent, even though I'm kind of worried that I'm going to slip up because there's no real guarding, no lock in here. What gets me on this one is I would call them large-sized hands, and I feel like my hand is falling off with this missing chunk of the knife, the way it curves back down back here. And I don't know. That one kind of loses me a little bit. Now with the Dogma, it's a little bit smaller of a knife, but I'm locked in here. I'm locked in here. I think the Dogma is probably one of the better civivis out there as far as design goes. And that's where the Dogma loses, or I'm sorry, the Plethiros loses in ergonomics, is that I don't feel extremely locked in on the Plethiros. The Dogma, I feel locked in. When you grab it in any position, I feel like you're good to go. So we're gonna move on and just kind of crank these out, right? So ergonomics, Dogma. Quality. Now, this one's gonna be, again, a little bit difficult. This knife, I mean, I always talk about the quality feel when it comes to civivis because they're all civivi. I'm sure the quality realistically is all there. You know, blade centering's there. All of these check all the marks if you have a quality listing. Where quality gets me on this is, well, and it really doesn't. I mean, I'm looking at it now, and there's nothing that stands either one of these out more so than the other. They both feel like a decent quality to me. Now, I guess I feel that the Dogma has been knocked down a little bit more to lock you in, but that's also kind of an ergonomic thing that I don't want to do. I don't know if this really plays a part in it, but one thing I just noticed that might give it, yep. So if you notice the sides on this, well, they're knocked down too. Not on the clip point style though. And the sides on this have been relatively knocked down. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give the quality feel a tie. I don't think either one of these feel a higher quality than the other. If anything, I do feel the Dogma takes it a little bit because in your hand it feels like a solid piece, whereas you can feel the G10 on the Plethiros, but that's just a texturing thing. That's not really quality. So the QA is going to a tie. If you're keeping score right now, the Dogma's 2, Plethiros is 0 with 1 tie. Fidget Factor. Once again, I'm going to talk about this little double clutch thing that I talked about in the review of this knife. That scares me because I'm going to do this and it's going to kick in, you know. This hole right here doesn't do you any good. The Fidget Factor on this knife detents, it feels great. You can do the spidey flick. You really can't do the thumb flick that well. I can't get my thumb in there to really do that, but the spidey flick is definitely satisfying with the Dogma. With the Plethiros, you got this little flipper tab, Isham style, pointed upwards, which is different. It feels good to pull, but this little hole right here, I can't. Oh, I almost got it there. I guess you can, but you have to really work for it and train your body to do it. Whereas this one's just natural. So I am going to give the Fidget Factor once again to the Dogma. The Dogma's a powerhouse, guys. This knife brings so much to the table that, you know, they talked about replacing the backlash with the Dogma and how there was rumors that that was going to happen. Now, I would hate for that to happen. I love my backlash, but thinking about it, the Dogma is kind of a suitable filler right there. It kind of fills some of the gaps that the backlash doesn't. And, you know, anyways, side notes. Rambling. Carry. We're going after Fidget Factor. We're going to carry. There should be no secret here. Let's just take a look at these two. Actually, so this is where the Dogma will win it. Is the Dogma is much more thin in body than the Plethiros. The Plethiros' body, right? Oh, you idiot. You idiot. In the middle of the video, seriously, get your shit together. All right. So Plethiros at its full width is 49 thousandths. Well, let's do right there. At the edge is 45. Let's go back here. If I have to do this, you can see that I was talking out of my ass because it's not much of a difference. But the Dogma is thinner. The Dogma feels like a sleeker knife. And the carry I'm giving to the Dogma, not because it's my bias. I do believe that the Dogma carries better. It just does. If you guys put them both in your pocket, I mean, it's minuscule though. I mean, realistically. But if you're splitting hairs, the Dogma goes to the carry as well. So as you can see already, the Dogma's going to win. And this thing might take down the whole freaking thing because the Dogma is a very good knife. The blade. Let's do boom. So you got this cool little Bowie blade. I'm going to open this like a retard. Ah, jeez, I said our word. That's not what I mean. You guys know that I'm not like that, but yeah, let's apologize for saying that word. I don't mean to. The blade, this is unique. I think they're both D2, if I'm not mistaken. Why is that Isham? Where'd you put your friggin' D2 symbol? They're both D2. Okay? So these are both D2 knives. Now this Bowie style blade looks super cool. I'm gonna call it a Bowie, clip point, drop point, whatever you want to call it. That blade shape looks really nice. It's dangerous looking. Usefulness of a blade. With this full flat ground, they're both laser beams. They're both the same blade material. You got more blade here to work with. I have to give this blade to the Plethiros, not because I haven't given it a win yet, although I kind of feel, I mean, that's maybe that's where it goes, but the Plethiros' blade, if they could fix the rest of the knife, that blade is so nice. That blade is freaking cool. It's just a really, really, really nice laser beam of a blade. You know, they both have super dainty tips. Yeah, both super dainty tips. You know, it is what it is. but the Plethiros gets the blade. Now that's a hard loss because I love the blade shape of the Dogma, but usefulness should trump anything, and this is awesome. You don't get a better blade shape for this, for usefulness overall. I mean, you can prepare food, do whatever you want with it. So the blade is definitely going to the Plethiros. Now, getting into the value. Let's get into value real quick, guys. The Dogma, I believe, is coming in around $55 plus or minus. The Isham Plethiros is coming in at closer to $70. So you're looking at about a $15 difference between the two of these knives. You're getting a little bit more material in the Plethiros. You got a designer in on the Plethiros versus the Dogma. The Dogma is more of an in-house design. You know, the value for what you're getting, I mean, the only real difference is you're getting the designer and the carbon fiber, you know, laminate that's put on top of there. Everything else, I mean, is almost the same. You got a little bit more useful of a blade, but I mean, that by a little bit, once again, splitting hairs. So realistically, this value has to go to the cheaper knife because I don't see a win for the Plethiros for value when you're charging me an extra $15 for a knife that I'm not ecstatic about. I don't know the materials that are in there are any better. And the quality, I mean, is the exact same in theory, even though I gave it a tie, you know? So the value is going to go to the Dogma just based on price alone, because there is nothing that makes either one of these knives really stand out short of the Isham design. Now, if you're an Isham fanboy and you love the Isham stuff, then yes, the value may go to the Isham because you value Isham's input on this knife. I don't. You guys already know my favorite Isham design that's awesome is the McKenna. I think this is a fantastic design. But we're not comparing the Dogma versus the McKenna. We're comparing the Dogma versus the Plethiros. So value I'm giving to the Dogma based on pure pricing alone. I may be off a couple dollars on those prices. I'm trying to go off my memory from when I did the reviews on these. But so there you guys have it. The winner of Civivi, or Quest for Civivi, round number 6, is my Civivi Dogma. Just to give you guys nothing, because I'm just kind of filling in a hole while I pick out a knife for my next one. Alrighty. So there you have it. The winner is the Civivi Dogma for round number 6 versus the Plethiros. The Plethiros is now gone. If anybody is interested in buying the Plethiros, please comment and I will give you my email and we can deal with that. All money that I'm selling these knives for is going right back into the channel to get more knives for you guys to see, and I can review them so you guys have a better idea of what you want to buy in the future. But jumping into it, I am doing my Pro Elia TX050 giveaway, and that is based on just hearing a knife and guessing based on the knives that you guys know that I have and the action of the knife, following the exact format in the comment section that I put out in the contest video. Tell me what knife you think this is. All right, so your hint for this particular knife is that it is not a civivi. It is not a CRJB. It is not the Rat Model 2. That's your hint. So if you guys know the knives that I have, and I would not flip a knife that I have not shown. I would not flip a knife that I have not even mentioned on this channel. This is a knife that I have mentioned, and I do believe that I did a review on it not too long ago. So use all that information to kind of figure out what you think this is, dig through my reviews, and see what is not a civivi, what is not a CRJB, and what is not my Rat Model 2, Rat Model 1, and then take it from there, okay? So once again, that is your hint. Follow the contest rules. Back to this, the Dogma winning civivi round number 6. I'm going to give you guys a quick refresher on where we stand with everything. So the McKenna versus the Durus. The McKenna took that one down. That was a tough loss. The Bulldog versus the Shredder. The Bulldog lost. Bull Mastiff. I have Bulldog written on my sheet because I'm an idiot. So we got the Shredder and the McKenna advancing. We have the Civivi Aquila advancing. Aquila, whatever. We have the Civivi Dogma advancing. Go through some more notes. The Backlash and the Statera, I really could not come to a conclusion. They came to a tie, and so therefore they are both advancing to the next round. And last but not least, we have the Mini Bull Mastiff versus the Exarch. The Exarch is advancing. So we have the Exarch, Praxis, Statera, the McKenna, the Civivi Aquila, the Shredder, and now the Dogma. We have one more battle to do, and I believe that is the Elementum versus the... Shit. What was I comparing the Elementum to? The Governor. The Civivi Governor. So I'm comparing the Civivi Governor to the Elementum. We will see who takes that down. I bet you guys can probably guess. I don't know. I haven't done any of the statistics or anything, but you can probably guess who's going to win that one, just based on some of my reviews. And I will not hold the damage that I did to my Civivi Elementum against it. I have to treat it as the knife that it is. And if you guys know the way the Elementum is kind of taking the world by storm, I don't even know if I have to do that one, but I'm going to. I'll rip through that real quick though. I don't know. I don't see any way that the Governor can win that. So, all right. Thanks guys for watching. My name has been Tyler. This is Everyday EDC. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of the channel. If you guys are interested in any of the Civivis, I will be selling most of my collection to pay for the next upcoming knives that are coming in. So just let me know in the comments below. I will give you my email and you guys can reach out and we will figure out a way to get there. Typically I knock off about $10 and ship it at cost to me. And so that's what you know what you're getting out of your knives for the value. None of these knives have been really hard use. The ones that are hard use are typically the ones that I'm not going to sell. I only carried them long enough to get a review done on them and just kind of proceed with the channel. So if you're interested, let me know. Once again, check out all the Civivis that I have lined up. And yeah, if you guys like this channel or if you guys like this video, please subscribe or hit the like up. It's because of you guys that I'm doing this. The like up, like this channel, whatever. I hate promoting this, but I feel like I need to. So I've had like 500 people watch like the videos where the new knives come out. And, you know, I get maybe one or more subscribers, which is not a big deal. I don't care. But at the same time, I want this channel to keep growing to justify my want to feel all these different knives. And if you guys like it and it's something that you can put on in the background, by all means, hit the subscribe button. It makes me feel good, gives me a warm and fuzzy, does nothing else. But, you know, it makes me motivated to keep going. So thank you guys for watching. Thoroughly appreciate it. Thoroughly appreciate each and every one of your time that you've taken to watch this video. My name is Tyler, Everyday EDC. Stay safe, stay sharp, stay out of the corona, stay out of the riots, keep your mask on, you know, be safe, all that happy jazz. Thanks, guys.